Hey guys, so this is going to be the setup. Baalkai has ascended down to the planet, as you saw in the introduction, and he has a small force to basically scour the area and then looking for the resources, and this is where they have landed. And according to their intelligence reports, they have seen this huge force that he has named the Veer-Myn, and they have gathered themselves here to oppose them being on this planet. So, but we are confident that we can take this force, and so Baalkai and his unit are now going to approach. So this is very simple. They're going forward to try to find these resources, and the Veer-Myn are opposing them. Let's see what occurs as the battle unfolds. So guys, that was the end of turn one. Baalkai had moved up and also ran his unit, looking and using the cover to start their advancement on the Veer-Myn. And for the Veer-Myn side, okay.
Well, we're not happy about these strange people in our world. So right now the Veer-Myn are just moving in to investigate, trying to figure out what these things in this strange looking armor actually is and why they're here. And we're in a situation where it's going to be more like shoot first and run later.
As in the turn one, turn two coming up. So guys, for turn two, Baalkai, he is sit up there and bunched his forces up to protect them, which prevented the Veer-Myn from doing any shooting. Nike, you got anything to say?
Yeah, right now we are running forward, continuing to try to investigate, see what's going on. And the sorcerer, I had the sorcerer move his guys into cover just in case we have incoming fire. But for the time being, we're getting ready to run up and kick him in the mouth.
So, hey guys, so now you may be wondering, okay, what's the really objective, which we've kind of held back. In the center, you will see that there is a piece of equipment that Baalkai and his forces have identified as possible helping to repair the ship. So they're going to go after that, and I'm going to leave it at that. Turn three coming up. Hey guys, so that was the end of turn three. So Baalkai on his turn.
It was fun.
Yeah, okay. So Baalkai, what he decided to do, he wasn't sure of who he was facing. So he sent his lieutenant, Thadmo, and he broke his squad up into combat squads and sent them forward. And as Thadmo reached in, he shot, but he only caused a wound to the swarms, not sure what they were doing. And then when he reached in, he basically got a rude awakening about what these Veer-Myn were about. Nike, you want to explain your side of what they did?
Yeah, like that one, he found himself in the trouble, man, because he stepped into these ruins, and these Veer-Myn just started pouring out of every crevice from all over, and he found himself surrounded by these Veer-Myn. And at one point, they started firing this rattling gun into their own Veer-Myn. Like, yo, they was killing themselves and killing Marines all at the same time. So, like, he watched one of his guys go down. He watched the Veer-Myn killing themselves, and then this swarm just comes out of this poisonous swarm comes out of nowhere and just assaults the Marines, and they find themselves surrounded. And right now they're fighting for their lives.
Yeah, it was bad. They actually had these unique, not really sure what they were called, but these unique guys up here, they killed one of the guys died. So basically their rule is they got the get hot special rules with plasma. So they had range 36. One of them rolled a 1 and killed himself. And so, but it wasn't enough to make a panic. And they're getting hit by these units. They're not sure what they are, but they were really surprised to see how they were willing to shoot themselves to get at them. And that's going to be something Baalkai is going to have to reconsider in these next following turns. Turn 4 coming up. So guys, that was the end of turn 4. So Baalkai, to help out his lieutenant Thadmo, he stood up there and did a counter charge to the enemy. And during his phase, he was able to cause a lot of wounds, but they held. And during the Veer-Myn's turn, they also received several different injuries, which caused them to finally be broken. So explaining that, their leader, which is here, has a basic leadership of 5. Now, for every 10 models that's around him, gives him +1 leadership, and the leadership can only be added by 3. So in his case, for his initial warriors here, he has a leadership 8. For the slaves, they were finally knocked down to 29, which had their leadership of 7. They had lost, and they finally broke. So that's them retreating. And
they're weedy and scared, and they're running from the big bad Marines.
but what the Marines are finding out is that the Veer-Myn, one of their tactics is to overwhelm you with numbers. And as you can see, they're still locked in combat with these swarms. So even though these little gnats are biting at their heels and they're really not causing that much damage, they're a nuisance and they're holding them up. And that also that the Veer-Myn have the ability to shoot at themselves and kill themselves to try to kill you. So this is a tactic that is unfamiliar to them. But Baalkai, he's like, I really need to focus on this particular tactics.
Yeah, this is interesting, man. This is really interesting. This is a unique Xenos thing that we came up with, guys. It's fun. I'm like literally shooting at my slaves just so I can shoot at the Marines. And hell, I don't care. I'm killing slaves and Marines. That's how we do it. So it's fun, man. This is a blast. It's a blast.
So the slaves were actually getting it at both ends of getting shot at by their own. So in the round of shooting by the Veer-Myn, they shot them in the back, shot several slaves, and they still had to fight. So the slaves really, they hating life right now. But that was the end of turn 4. Turn 5 and the last turn coming up. So guys, that's the end of the game, and man, was it epic. So let's go there, man.
Yo, this thing was epic.
I'm going to need a little help with Nightcage, make sure we don't miss any tournament events. So during the final turn for Baalkai, they charged the swarms, and they wiped them out, and then his unit, that last combat squad, was able to get close to the resource. And then the Veer-Myn, between their flamer, their heavy flamer, and their weird power weapons of plasma weapons over here that shot, killed almost the entire combat squad, leaving only Baalkai by himself.
Hey, I gotta cut in here. I gotta cut in here, Play Win. Hey, check this out, man. You guys not gonna believe this. Play Win, like, highlight the Warriors real quick.
So
highlight the Warriors.
he had rolled an 11 with his charge. So the slaves continued to run. And these guys had rolled an 11, so they had in there, I forgot how many guys, but it totaled into 26 attacks on one dude.
On our one character. 26 attacks. Guys, he took 1 wound out of all of those attacks.
One. It was
and
amazing.
Then he turned around and killed the Veer-Myn warriors, broke the unit, and made him run all by himself. Like, dude, this was epic. This was crazy.
Man, he literally set the tone that's showing, I'm the man. I only took 1 wound. And he was able to, after that, he was able to consolidate, and he was able to capture the resource. So, man, when he first charged, and I saw what Nightcage did,
I thought it was over.
I said, oh, my God, this guy, I know he's tough. I know he's a captain, but he's dead. And he survived. I was like, wow. That just goes to show how tough Space Marines really are. And for them to make the Veer-Myn run after all of that, man, that was ridiculous. So that's the end of our game. Nightcage, you anything else to say about that?
No, I'm ready to get on to mission number 2.
Yeah, that was ridiculous,
mission
guys.
Mission number 2 coming your way.
I hope this is a good start to this ongoing campaign. Man, check you guys later. Stay tuned for the wrap-up. So after the battle was over, Baalkai and Thanmo, as well as his remaining initial ground force, was able to retrieve the resource to help to repair their damaged ship, but it cost them. Nearly 7 of their brethren had fallen, and Baalkai knew, he said, this particular race, where even though they were squishy, they were able to use their strength and their superior force to win and to gain victory. but it was a costly victory. And he knew that if he ever engaged with them again, he would have to definitely take them more serious than he did. Their initial force was nearly wiped out by which appeared to be an inferior force, but that was not the case. And so as they take the resource to repair, he had to put in his memory all that happened and occurred during that battle. After the battle was concluded, the leadership of the Veer-Myn had watched the entire battle from afar. They are impressive. Yes, yes, indeed. The main general looked on with a scowl on his face. He had saw what the invaders had done, and he had knew that they were indeed impressive. I believe the stories you've told me is true, but I had to see it for myself. Yes, yes, I have told you before. Their armor and their weaponry is impressive. However, the plant has been set. Are they infected? Yes, they are infected. And the plans have been untold. They will unfold as we have foreseen. And as I have predicted, they will return. Will we be prepared the next time? Yes, we will be prepared. And this time I will not fail. This was just the initial to see how powerful they are. And I do realize and recognize that they are indeed a formidable foe. As the rest of the leadership had left, the plagued wizard looked on and smiled. The ancient prophecy is now being unraveled. It is finally coming to fruition. And the desires of mine will be fulfilled and the promises will be kept.